for the pure props. Do it every day, I work hard at the first shot. I don't really give a damn what the purse got. Do it for the game, for the name is the first thought. You ain't experienced a similar hustle. I simply muscle into infamy with intricate tunnels. I work the underground like miners, but I major the muzzle to shut them up, shut them down, then I give them a shuttle, okay? See, this is every day of using heavyweight in music, educating through it. Even legends thank me to its motivation. That's why there's no delay and no vacations. I don't need another reason. I'ma lead, I'm going ape shit. Oh, the lake kid, moment goes to waste if no one takes it. But it's hard to be a pro when y'all in training mode to make it. I'll note the notifications and make the most of my greatness for the culture in the place I call home if no one thinks it.
I step in the spot and the bitches show me love. I do it for the block, do it for the club. Fuck your ice grill, foolish with the mug. Dirt off my shoulder, I do it with a shrug. Brush them off so easy, cakewalk. Cats be catching rounds when I be letting strays off. Big bills, your stash small like Adolf. We don't let you pussy slide, pink slip, laid off, A-dog. Listen up when I'm speaking. Swinging through your town, but it's just for the weekend. You punch drunk, and we don't fuck with you weaklings. In over your head, now you stuck in the deep end. We been better than your best bet. Stack chips, bigger than your next check. Duck hunt, I kill your birds. Deathbed, run up in your crib, cracking all your fucking nest eggs.
We do it for the block, we do it for the love. We just don't stop, we do it for the game. We do it for the props, we do it every day and it just don't stop. We do it for the birds, we do it for the block. We do it for the love, we just don't stop. We do it for the game, we do it for the props. We do it every day and it just don't stop.
I do it for the block and I do it for the burbs. Either at the local park or find me smoking on the curb. I'm a product of both of those. Spit sick, man, you know it's cold. Contagious is what Kane is. Now you need to go blow your nose. You rappers get a dog, call it a cakewalk. My lyrics rare, yeah, well done. They need steak sauce. I do it for the game and I do it for the props. All the respect that I earn it for the love of hip hop. When it comes to that, I got the shit in the bag. I guess that's a big plus, like the Switzerland flag. And I do it for the haters too, man. I ain't mad at you, just get crossed out like weekdays on a calendar. Just like Slick Rick, one hell of a great. I'm a motherfucking ruler, no measuring tape. And dummy, you goofy, it's so funny. Something like Will Ferrell, except you're nobody.
It's the everyday grind of everyday mind. Defending my title with these heavyweight rhymes. Sever they spine with the next snapping beats. Shit, my time's now, you got next after me. Ain't nothing like a crowd finishing your words. Screaming it out loud from the bricks into the burbs. Sipping on the bourbon, twisting up the herb. Even straight edges popping if your vision isn't blurred. Let them do the hate. You set up fools to break, fuck that. I'll show you all the better moves to make. See, the radio led the youth astray. Now they send my music help to get them through the day, and that's real. Business you can stand on. Guess it is what it is, like Cameron. I ain't finished it till the fam's on. Generational wealth when the glitz and the clam gone.
We do it for the birds, we do it for the block. We do it for the love, we just don't stop. We do it for the game, we do it for the props. We do it every day and it just don't stop. We do it for the birds, we do it for the block. We do it for the love, we just don't stop. We do it for the game, we do it for the props. We do it every day and it just don't stop.
I do it cause I have to, I'm in violent pursuit. I said I'll do it to the death because I'm better than you. How you trying to ride a wave when you don't know how to surf? You moving terrible fashion, ending up on a shirt. I ain't never been nothing to play with. You made a mistake and listen many pennies. Listen slow, motherfuckers. Always the ones that ask what is he saying. Ridiculous, silly spit that half of y'all refuse to get. I figured to be efficient that I'll just start reusing shit. They don't get the half like one times wanted perfect math. It cause this effect, so don't be burning your path. You trying to fly? I'm just live my life a higher way. A pound a day in astronomical amounts of fire. Hey, you do what you can, I do what I want. Because of oversized testes, there's a limp in my walk. Been in a slick dude with a chip too, that in your town really rockin'. And always been different and never given, and he's still here with that high shit.
We do it for the block, we do it for the love. We just don't stop. We do it for the game, we do it for the props. We do it every day and it just don't stop. We do it for the birds, we do it for the block. We do it for the love, we just don't stop. We do it for the game, we do it for the props. We do it every day and it just don't stop.
Yeah, Rhino City for introductions. We'll take it from the mall to the strip club. You know what it ain't,
She's shaking, dance for me, dance for me. She's dripping like she got some plans for me, plans for me. 50s and hundreds, I got grands on me, grands on me. That girl can work it, she's a freak, she's a freak. I like the way she's shaking, dance for me, dance for me. She's dripping like she got some plans for me, plans for me.
Felony beats, beats on don't they should be against the law.
Plans for me. That girl can work it, she's a freak, she's a freak.
I know that you know that I got plenty of dough, but I ain't about to spend it now all on my own. Now get it up on the pole, and now we ready to roll. And when you drop it to the floor, I feel I'm ready to bone. So baby, drop that, turn around and throw it right back. Do the biz, and if you're lucky, I'll be right back. I'ma get it if I gotta.
Right. What's going on, everybody? I'm back again. I was already here earlier, getting my ass kicked on rematch. It was disgusting, but scored my own goal once, and then I was goalie and ran out of the goal and didn't know I was even goalie. So that was total fucking chaos. But we're back, like I told you guys earlier, and I'm not by myself. I got my boy Josh with us, aka
How's it
is
going?
it Kingjuicifer? Is that how you pronounce
Yes,
it?
sir.
All right,
Yep.
all right,
I
cool.
like to help everyone that makes the one itself. It's like Lucifer, but with a J.
Yeah. So
Everyone's very uncomfortable by that.
no, I mean, I think it makes sense and it's how it pronounces, but like
Yeah.
the human language is hard to me for some fucking reason.
Oh, dude, no, it totally is. I do over this at work constantly. It's
awful.
a bunch of gibberish.
It's fucking awful. So, but thank you for coming. And this episode is a day 10 of the 30 days of PAX. So, again, if you guys are new on the stream and you haven't been following the other 9 days, pretty much we have 30 days. I started streaming 30 days before PAX. PAX East is coming May 8th. So I came up with this idea. I never get to do anything for PAX. I've been super excited about it. This is going to be like the first year of it really being back in my eyes, because last year we started to get that feeling. But I believe this year is going to be like full blown back from COVID, the time that we had from like the little break and stuff. It was just a completely different convention. So been super excited, and I was just like, you know what? I would love to give a stream that we can share publishers that are going to be there, some developers that are going to be there, just booths in general, because a lot of the times people go there and they're just so overwhelmed by everything that's going on, and they don't even get to see like a half of what the hell is there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So this is an opportunity for us, the gamers that may have gone or may want to go, just to talk about like, hey, you know, this is what I've seen for experience personally. This is what I suggest. And or let us go through what we're seeing that's coming and kind of prepare people so that way they'll be like, oh, cool, this is going to be there. And I'm going to have to look for that booth. Because if you don't know the game's there and you've never even seen it, then you don't walk by the area, you're going to miss the game. And their indie area is by far the best part of their entire place. Like some of the games you find that you didn't even know existed are some of the best games. So, but let's get right into it, man. So Josh, Kingjuicifer, also streams on Twitch, and you have your Facebook, your Instagram, your X, and your YouTube stuff all below. And also, if you are watching this on Twitch and YouTube and stuff, I have him on the links below in the description, so you guys can click that. Please make sure you go support, show some love. Got to help out our local streamers any way possible, because Twitch don't do it all the time. So we gotta
Sure
get to that. We gotta get in that level. So, but Josh, why don't you give the people a little bit about yourself? Let them learn a little bit.
What's going on, everyone? So as Van mentioned, I stream on Twitch. I play a lot of variety of games. I prefer to play smaller indie titles. They do not get the same kind of views on the platform, but that's kind of like why I love to play them. I'd rather have one person who appreciates the game and the art in one stream than, 3 dozen who are just chatting. Not saying I wouldn't mind 3 million, some income would be nice. Just kidding.
Bring it on.
But, so I personally have a background in video game design, bachelor's degree. I was not able to really, I mostly did after school. The little bits of projects I did was mostly in the managerial project management sense, but I have an eye enough for it. And, what they say, I know what I like. And, I may not have the full technical understanding as I used to, but when I look at games, one thing that I can pick out from a mile away, and I'm sure many people can too, is passion and a true love of the art they're putting in. And that's why indie is like by far my favorite like subsection of gaming. We're gonna get into some of the ones that are coming out soon, and I don't know if I would fall if this falls under indie per se, but like one of my favorite games in the last couple of years. I forget the developer studio, so my bad. I'm so sorry. I'll look it up later. But the publisher is Devolver, and Devolver has been putting out banger after banger after banger for so many games.
Can we
one
even
of my favorite.
consider them indie anymore? Because like they're so
No, I don't think so. Like they put out like the teams are indie, but
Yeah.
then they put out so many bangers. It's like you're getting close to triple, dude.
Yeah, no, they definitely are getting there.
Yeah, my favorite in the last couple of years is Cult of the Lamb. It is basically like Animal Crossing meets roguelike meets Satan.
That game is hard as fuck.
It's hard, but it's so fun, especially like
it's
once
super
you play it
fun.
more and more. Like it's one of the few games I rarely find myself going back to a game I've beaten, even with like additional upgrades. With this game, every couple months, especially around Halloween, I will play. Like not even to stream, just like check up on my crew. Cause like the way like I run my cult is like I get really attached to if I name them myself, I get really attached.
Yep.
So I have some people in my cult that I probably have resurrected like 5 times, 6 times. It's like at this point I'm just waiting for them to be like, please just let me die.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here sacrificing every single person that I possibly can to get any kind of upgrade that I can get.
Yeah. Well, so that's the thing. I always feel, you know what it is, man? I don't know if it's like the childhood trauma, whichever that would have been. But like, I still think back to BioShock 1. BioShock 1, no, the two games I will say that definitely impacted me, like choice-wise for the future. Fable 2, BioShock 1.
Yep.
My first like 3 playthroughs of BioShock 1, I never sacrificed a little sister. Not a single goddamn one. There was one time I was playing a newer playthrough on like a hard difficulty, and I was fucking talking to my brother and like playing at the same time, wasn't paying attention. I sacrificed her, and that whole scene, and then she turns into the fucking like Adam Leach. I was like, start over. I was like, I can't do that.
I did the same thing. I wouldn't do it either.
Dude, I can't. I have like little sister figures in here because I love that design with the Big Daddy is such a fucking cool concept.
Yep.
And the other one, which is also why I'm always good to animals in the game. Like I don't even like killing the mutant hounds in Fallout. If I can avoid it, I will. It's Fable 2. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't played Fable 2. If you haven't played Fable 2, don't know what you're waiting for. The 4th one's coming out in a couple of years. But in the end of Fable 2, you are fighting the big bad in this big old battle on this narrow pathway in this big dark tower. It's all very ominous. And because it's like blunderbuss era, he goes to shoot you. Bang. Your fucking dog, who has been your companion the whole game, digging up mad treasure and mad loot for you, sacrifices his fucking self for your life, right? Still traumatized by that 20 fucking years later, never getting over that. And then you're granted the opportunity to pick one of 3 wishes. You can either become the richest person in the fucking realm. You can... Why'd I do it that way? That was a weird way to join fingers. You can become the richest person in the realm. You can become king of everything. Or you can bring your dog back.
Oh, yeah,
so basically you have one fucking decision. And if it's not bring the dog back, you get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You go. You go away right now.
You know what it reminds me of? And this is what's affected my decision in every video game ever is Atreyu from Neverending Story and watching that horse suffer. I still to this day feel
100%.
like that was the worst thing that could have ever happened in the movies, ever. Like, I don't give a fuck if they show him come back at the end of the movie. That doesn't matter. It was the most traumatizing scene I have ever got to experience my entire life. And I'm going to make my kids go through it, too. I'm going to.
Yeah, you got it. Shared trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's like when I was really little, the first time I seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, dude. It's not the same impact as Atreyu, but when Doom puts the fucking sneaker, the clown shoe in the dip, and it's like crying as it melts, it's like,
oh, yep, and Roger
this
Rabbit.
is a kids movie, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what?
Yeah, no, that was pretty bad.
Back in the day, kids movies meant something. Damn it.
Yeah, there was feeling behind there. So
a lot of terror and trauma. My thing is like the newer stuff has it too. It's just so many old heads are so bitter they won't give it the chance.
Yeah.
Like you watch like Steven Universe, Gumball, Adventure Time, Regular Show,
Yep.
Regular Creek. Like I could go on and on about the shows that have like really good, not just storytelling, but like all the shit we loved as a kid.
Yep.
You just gotta, stop yelling at the clouds and pay attention.
Yeah, Adventure Time is definitely one that I highly suggest someone going through because like the story for that is absolutely it's incredible. I mean, like, you know, Jake is looking for his dad. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
Finn. It's Finn. Yeah, Finn. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, Finn.
Finn's looking for his dad. You know what I mean? And he finally gets to meet him, and the dude's kind of a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Total scumbag.
You know what I mean? So but it's such a good story. And just like you said, just a lot of shows that follow just that timeline and this sense of like when it was released is like really good when you sit down. Like I hated Teen Titans Go. We've talked about this a million times on the podcast, and it was just because of the animation. And then finally I sat down and watched it because I was like, hey, this is a good excuse at that time to get my kids into some kind of comic stuff at like their level. And I'm just like, yo, this is fire. Teen Titans Go is fire. Like
I was 100% that same category. Like I'll never forget. Like it was like I was immediately bitter at first because again I'm still a diehard for the OG one, but I was super bitter, and then it just kind of like because I'm especially not so much now with stream, but like back when I still had like cable more often, I would just throw Cartoon Network on and just let whatever play. That's how I got appreciation for like Clarence and Steven Universe and these other shows. And Teen Titans Go, I used to just switch off. And then I remember one time I had like on, I mean, I was cooking or something, and Robin said something, and it had me fucking dying.
Oh, yeah.
And then from that point on, I actually paid attention. One, the Easter eggs and references in that show are
everywhere,
unparalleled to other shows.
Oh, no
like,
shows
like the Dark Side little plushie in their fucking living room. I love that. I want one. Just like so much of it. I love like I like when DC doesn't take itself always so seriously. That's my thing. Same with Marvel. Marvel needs to take itself more seriously sometimes, and DC needs to be less.
Yep.
Because seeing the villains like doing their laundry, or even like how they are in Harley Quinn, I appreciate that more. Because like I don't need Riddler to be at a fucking cynical 10.
Yeah.
Maybe I just want to watch him run on a hamster wheel and lift some weights.
Yep.
That's the Riddler now.
Yep.
But yeah, one episode that I will never forget that killed me because it was like such a good highlighting of how much landlords fucking suck. But it was also like technically kind of a lesson, too young for kids, but good enough. Is the Robin tries to teach them how to earn passive income, and he runs a low income hotel, high rise for villains.
Yeah,
and it's just like basically by the end, the subtitle is right. So by the end, you're kind of getting like, oh, maybe Robin's the villain in this scenario.
Yeah, yep. He was a slumlord. So
100%.
So good, so good. To bring it back full circle, like, but that's where indies really set in is because they don't have the money, they don't have the team to put in all this amazing, like beautiful, high quality visuals in there.
Yeah.
So it's just like they got to do what they can do, but there are some that do. And you know, whatchamacallit for Xbox, the one that deals with schizophrenia. What game is that? What game is that?
It's
the girl.
I'm trying to remember. Medium? No, not Medium.
No, it's the like caveman times. In this too. Something
Hellblade.
Hellblade. I was gonna say something Blade. Hellblade. I kept thinking
Hellblade is so good. No one I know ever talks about that goddamn game. I love that game,
dude. That's an indie fucking. That's an indie game. That's an indie.
That's what I'm saying. Like no one ever talks about it to me. So like I'm like, is it me? Because like that look of it is on par with like what's the one with the fucking robot dinosaurs that came out? Horizon. Yeah, I'd say it's parallel with Horizon.
Oh, absolutely.
And like for that to be an indie title is crazy to me.
Yep. And then you have games like No Man's Sky. Guess what? No Man's Sky was developed by like 3 freaking guys. Like 3 guys. And oh yeah, by the way, all their work right before it was almost finished got destroyed because the basement flooded and it destroyed everything, so I had to rebuild it. And
so is that why launch was so rough? Because I know now it's fucking great. Like they've really updated.
I think that's definitely a big part of it. But I think what happened was the mechanic of what they designed in their engine has it was revolutionary for that time. It was pretty much self-designing. And one of the biggest things that they were doing, they were showing other development teams. So they were only holding closed door sessions with other development teams. And they got to see it. And everyone was just like, you guys have no idea what this company is about to bring. Like, and that's what was getting me so excited because I knew the self-generating worlds and everything. And then when it came out, like then they started taking away multiplayer. They just ran out of time because of everything. But when I heard the story, I was like, I'm still gonna give it a chance. And I bought the game. Now you can get the game for free with most of the memberships, but like I wanted the game, but then they were like they lost me with the multiplayer because they were like, you may never cross. But now the game's a completely different game. They're still doing the game now is just I'm so mad that I still don't play it because I'm gonna go back and play it. Like I'm telling you, like this game just in every aspect is incredible. So
I'm gonna have to give it another shot.
Yeah.
I played it like the original drop, but I haven't played like it was like 2 builds ago for me.
It's so good, so good. So indie games are incredible. Like, and if you don't give them a chance, you'll never see the opportunity because all studios at one point in time, all AAA studios was an indie studio, and now it's even easier to get access. It's an indie world. In my opinion, I think people look more for indie games than they do AAA.
Absolutely, because the quality is not there with the AAA anymore. The cost is, but not the quality, and that's what drops down. Like my favorite, like one of my other favorite like series, like I think they're now at the point where they're not considered indie anymore. But like the original drop of Life is Strange was amazing.
I would still, I think they're still considered.
Yeah, they're definitely on the indier side for sure. But like even though people have their issues with the later installations of the series, overall, what I think they did was so amazing. One, because not that I prefer female-led games, it's that I'm tired of just being a dude in them, and not in the sense of like I want to be a woman, in the sense that like I know the dude perspective. 90% of the dudes in video games have a very similar kind of perspective, in the sense of like, to break it down to the bare bones, it is guy. Guy is going to show he is tough in some capacity or an emotional element. Guy is going to overcome said issue, and he's going to either come out a hero or die a hero. Like that's virtually on the most base level where a lot of that goes. And not that women's roles can't go that way, but I feel like when they do involve a women main character, they think outside the box more. They feel a need to, and it overall makes the game more fun. Like, I wish they would do that with more of like shooters, because like I love a good shooter, I really do, but I feel like it's become so standard. Like that's why like Overwatch and Rivals, though they're not the same kind of shooter, that incorporation of something other than just guns and the variety of abilities and shields in the way they're deployed, that's what makes me go back to those games. Because if I wanted to pick up a gun and go shoot, I'll play Halo 2. I'll go play the campaign again.
Yep.
So that's the innovation, the changes I like seeing for sure.
Absolutely. And I love, and that's why I love PAX East, because PAX East, not only do you get to put your hands on the game, which is an amazing thing, we get to meet these people. Like I met the creators of Hotline Miami, and I didn't even know it was them. Like, and this was during I want to say it was like a super dead day, because where they were, there was no one. It was either, I couldn't remember exactly what PAX it was. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I smile because I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop here. I've played this game I already beat this game, but I'm going to play it again. So I'm playing, and the guy comes over and starts talking to me, and we're just shooting the shit. And I'm like, yeah, no, I've already beat it. I love it. And he's like, he looks around and he goes, well, let me tell you a secret. And I'm like, all right, are you going to like touch me? You know what I mean? Like, what's happening here? Yeah, what's happening here? And he goes, we're making a part 2 right now. We haven't announced it yet. And I just turned and looked at him. I'm like, who are you?
Who are you, Magic Man?
You know what I mean?
Dude.
And then come to find out he was actually one of the developers. And it was just so cool. And he could just tell like I was greatly enjoying myself more than what I probably should, throwing axes and shit. So I'm like, oh, he's like, you like the game? I was like, dude, I play this game so much just randomly sometimes, just to kill people. You know what I mean? Like it's so fun. And dude, he's like, that's why we did it. That's why we did it.
And that's the thing, dude. Like, it's like sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel, just do something new. But to piggyback off your PAX stories, So I've only been to PAX once, as I've told you before. I think you and Louie actually were there that weekend. I may have like seen you guys like on Facebook or something after the fact. But my college that I went to is a tech school, and they are constantly looking for people to join their programs. So they wanted volunteers to help run the booth with some of the professors. And if you can imagine, in a game design background, I'm on the more outroverted side of the people in it. Most of them do not like talking. I was able to become friends with all of them, but it's like it's a lot of work for a lot of people who go to school for game design. They're very introverted a lot of times. They got to get out of their shell. So I went with my friend Riley. She's more of our like smarter person that actually knows how to do all the things. I'm more of a salesman type, unfortunately. So we're doing it, and then at one point, I went to take a break. So two things occurred during this break. So for mine, I was walking around. So you know how I'm trying to remember. It's like probably 9 years ago. In the center. So from where our booth was like the back wall. If you're picturing like a square thing, it was in the back wall, and right in front of it was like I don't want to call it VidCon, but like the VidCon kind of section where like the giant Twitch emblem is. You have like some of the streamers set up in that general area.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm walking through there, and I accidentally end up shouldering this guy pretty hard. Not intentionally. I'm just like, I'm in awe. Because it's like, other than Comic-Con, I've never been to anything like PAX. PAX is a whole different love-filled beast, man. I miss it. Yeah. It's a mecca, is how I would describe it, as far as gamers and tech heads. So I shoulder into this guy by accident. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. Now, clarity. I'm like 5'8", 5'9", depending on who the fuck's measuring me. And the dude, he probably, like, the top of his head probably came up to, like, maybe my eye level. Like, he was a lot shorter. You know, this isn't a dig at his height. Be clear, this is part of the story, but not a dig at height. So, I'm like, my bad, dude. You know, he's got this, like, really nice leather jacket on, slicked back hair. He walks away. Take a couple of steps, and I'm like, that guy kind of looked like Angry Joe. And for those of you who don't know who Angry Joe is a content creator on YouTube, has been for decades. I don't know if he still actively creates, but he was much more prevalent in like the early 2010s, like for sure. A lot of reactionary content to like Marvel and movies and like comic book nature stuff. So I'm like, yeah, that dude kind of looked like Angry Joe. And I'm thinking in my head, it's a cosplayer. Because why would it not be a cosplayer?
Right.
I turn around, and I don't know what publication he was speaking with, but he's doing a fucking mic interview a publication. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I just shouldered fucking Angry Joe. God damn it. Because now it's like I could have met, like, and not that, like, I followed him back then, but not that I followed him, like, super hard. Or, like there's another guy that I follow, my favorite comic channel on YouTube is called, aside from, the Comic Council, is Comic Book Cast, or Comic Book Cast 2, I think is, like, their actual YouTube. Main dude's from Vermont, the rest are from around the world, but he goes to a lot of cons in our area. And I remember at one time I was at Boston, and I seen this gorgeous looking black cat and this really cool Doctor Strange. And I was like 2 people away from, you know how like Boston's has like the section next door. Oh no, it was Providence for sure.
Yep.
So you know they use the dunk for like the big showroom floor. I was going up the stairs to go back to the main hall, and I saw him ahead of me. And same thing. He's like they're not massive, but like it's a dude I've listened to for like a decade. And I was like, holy shit, I'm like within feet of this guy that's an internet personality to me. But back to the PAX thing. So while that was going on with me bumping into Angry Joe, my coworker Riley was trying to sell our school to anyone. And again, most of us, I think, view developers and game developers on this like not ethereal, but like this next level, like no face to it. It's just like the studio or the team. Like you don't have like a face to everybody. You do with some people, like was it Phil Spencer with Xbox and stuff like that.
Yep.
So this one guy comes over and he's talking to my friend Riley for a while, and she's really selling the school. She's showing off some of like the other students' projects, which some of them were insane for college projects. And the guy's like talking to her and like making some comments, and I forget what she was asked. He asked her something like what your favorite game was, or what you think one of the better revolutionary games were, and I think she had said she was talking about Skyrim, because we weren't as far out from Skyrim as we are now. And come to fucking find out, who's the guy that runs Bethesda? Todd? Is it Todd Howard?
Yep, Todd Howard.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was talking to Todd fucking Howard. That's insane.
Oh wow.
Like to me, that is like a legend.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
I have my beefs with like, some of their development stalls and some of their stuff, but like Skyrim, I never played the older ones until later. Skyrim was my first into the Elder Scrolls.
Mhm.
And that thing to this day has me by a fucking chokehold. I have it in the VR version. I have it on Steam. I need to play it again on Steam. Before my friend passed, me and him like went beat like all of the ESO content that was up to date in COVID. Like I rock for that stuff. So like the fact I missed meeting Todd Howard, still brokenhearted, still dying inside.
So
one day I'll meet him. I'll get you, Todd.
So I'll get you, Todd. So another PAX situation that had me, and I've brought this up a million times on stream. Sorry, guys. Josh's first time hearing it. I was walking by a hotel. We were going to one of the bars that we were going to hang out at. And outside the hotel room, I stopped and tied my shoes. So everyone kept walking. So I ended up walking by myself for a good few minutes. And when I was walking by a hotel, I just happened to see two of the main developers of Titanfall sitting outside the hotel just smoking a cigarette. And the only reason why I knew it was them because we just finished that morning watching them talk about Titanfall 2 and blah 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 blah. So I go up to them. And I normally don't do this. I just go up to him and I say, listen, I'm sorry. I know you guys are smoking cigarettes. It's going to be quick. I just want to shake you guys' hands just to say thank you because your game is absolutely amazing. But you have to do me a favor. Stop putting so many bots in. Just
Dude, that is 100% my feel. I love Titanfall. Titanfall makes me so sad that it's not where it should be because it was my thing. Of all the mech fighter games I've played,
by far, one of the best.
By far, the best. Between
not so much now because now you got Steel Series that's not released yet fully, but like Steel Series, some of the new games are coming out, amazing. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, because like between like the seamless like hopping in and out of your mech, the wall running, like all that stuff was so new, and it was like this crazy mix of like Mirror's Edge with fucking Gundam. It was insane to me.
And perfected it.
And the fact that the lobbies were so bot heavy broke my heart because it's like, had they been able to do a full scale like 6v6 of people and like maybe like 2 bots per team tops, it'd probably still be flying around now. I would love to play a new.
The reason why they pissed me off was because at the end of the game I'd have 30 kills and be like, fuck yeah. And 28 of those 30 kills were bots. And I'm like, God damn, it's just a false sense of victory. And that was the only reason why it wasn't like all bots were kicking my ass or anything. It was just quite the opposite. And it just made me feel like I really wasn't accomplishing anything. But everything
that's how I feel.
Everything about the game was amazing. The controls, the graphics, the ideas of it. Like, think about it. Apex is built off of that design. Like it's built off that design. And that's why it's still good. That's why the universe and stuff like that is supposed to be mixed.
Yeah.
And there's rumors that they are going to be bringing that game back. I would love to see
take
that.
my fucking money.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know if we'll see it anytime soon, but
I try not to hold my breath over things like that because I've gotten my hopes up so many times for games to come back. Like, so there's another game that, like, from back in the day that I hear no one ever talk about, and I feel like it was such a fun series for me. But like one of my favorite childhood game series that I played as a kid were the Tomba franchise.
Okay.
Did you ever play Tomba?
I wasn't into it, but I used to see it a lot, and I'm like, okay, all right, and it looked like it was a fun game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So for you children who are
the little
maybe
ones,
younger, you youngins, you younglings. Don't worry, I'm not going to order 66 you, but I am going to tell you the tale of Tomba. So the best way to like sum up Tomba is like a jungle kid. And again, I need to look into the lore because like I played the game itself. I didn't really look into the lore as a little kid because it didn't have Google the way it is now. But he's this pink-haired, like loincloth wearing, technically it's like green shorts, but like loincloth wearing jungle guy. And they're these evil pig like creatures, kind of like magic wielders type deal. And they've like taken over the area. So you go to like these different realms in different regions and you fight these enemy pigs and you take over from them. Like, you take things back and there's a ton of like, the universe is so rich. So like you'll start in most of them in like a very typical pallet town style, like on the edge of the water, learn the basics like fishing, collecting stuff, how to get items, upgrade, shit like that. And then you'll go to like, it's kind of like Legend of Zelda in the sense of like the variety of landscapes. So like there's like cold mountain areas, there's an interior like smelting mine area, and it's just like, it's a fun, goofy thing, dude. Yeah, this is my boy. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, like I very clearly remember it.
Yeah.
It's just
It
I
used to-
never got super into it.
Well, you know, because my first version of it was back when they used to put them. Did you ever play a lot of those demo discs that you used to be able to get free?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dude, so yeah, he was on one that I had that it was that game. It was Tekken 1 or 2. I think it was Tekken 1. Gex was on there, like the OG 3D Gex.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's the. I'm glad they're bringing it back, but I hope they do the 3D ones where they have like, a lot of Looney Tunes crossover because that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Wait for this. Oh, here it is. There we go.
Is that the I Show Speed guy?
Yeah, dude. Now he's in commercials. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, he's blown up.
I'm not a fan of his stream. I like Kai Cenat more than I like him.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with,
No,
Kai
same.
Speed.
His stuff ain't for me, but yeah, same. I love Kai. I enjoy most of Kai's streams.
Yeah. I know a lot of it is
Museum with friends.
Setup.
The age gap.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the setup too.
But like I don't care. I don't watch anything.
Yeah, any like the content houses, I really try not to like watch a lot of them. Like I said, the main dudes I really watch is Z Royal Viking, Chilled Chaos. Who else? This dude doesn't live stream, but CJU Games. He does like a lot of horror indie game streams. So those are like my main guys. They're like around a little bit younger than me, but like really chill.
Yeah, and there's all kinds
not
of
involved in like drama bullshit. Like that's the thing. Like there's some drama I'll follow because I love my tea and my gossip. But
yeah,
man, this is bringing back so many memories. So I think this is Tomba 1.
You can swing while you're hanging from a tree branch. Press and hold left or right.
It looks like they remade it for
PS5. Direction on the
They have a
directional
special PS5 edition? No way.
Well, because so that's why I was saying it, because a couple years back, the Tomba license got bought up, and it's been like off the market for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So I've been hoping, and though I don't believe in a higher power, I've been hoping and fucking praying that they will give me a new Tomba. I'll put it this way: I have not bought a PlayStation system since my PS4 because during COVID, short version, I was trying to challenge a fraudulent transaction. I accidentally clicked my monthly subscription. Basically, ended up paying PlayStation more money to get my thing back because they took it as fraud and they banned it. Did all the fucking hoops they said. Never got my account back. All my digital shit's gone. So I have a fucking overpriced DVD player now.
Andre, my boy, said that he platinumed the new Tomba in waiting for Tomba 2.
No. Okay, god damn it. Thank you, buddy, because now you just made me
now
gotta go get a PlayStation,
now,
I guess.
Andre, now he's gonna go get it.
Yeah, fuck my 365 gym days in a row thing. I'm going to become a Tomba main.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, like I think a lot of the games that like for example, Final Fantasy VII. I didn't know how big Final Fantasy VII was until after we graduated. And then I started talking to people and I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I had no idea, like zero idea how big, Final Fantasy VII was during the time of playing it. Because, again, we didn't have the world of the internet like we do right now. The internet did exist, guys. We weren't we weren't living in a non-internet world. We had the internet, but the way that
our games weren't on it.
Yeah.
Most of my games, like Math Blasters, Clue Ventures, things like that.
Like
Howard's Playhouse.
The host your own website was damn near almost impossible. You know what I mean? And, like you had to really know your shit. And the ones that hosted the websites didn't really have a whole lot of fancy shit on there. And then like the gaming communities were like very scarce on the internet. And then it just blew up and that's where you could find everything. So yeah, but it's nuts. It's nuts. So, all right. Now,
I can't say too much later. So out of the games I talked about, I got a couple that I'd like to hit first. Once we do what you wanted to say.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Let's get into some of those that list.
Perfect. So out of the ones that like really, the first one I want to call up and be ready to mute the play of it because it's got very like heavy metal ish or like. I'd call it like thrasher metal when you start playing it. But so it's called Cyberlich with no E. If you go to the showcase, it'll definitely come up.
Right here.
Oh yeah, right there at the bottom.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go to their thing, so the art style is it's a cyberpunk thing to it, but like so this is kind of reminds me of like that new game that's coming out in the Steamboat Willie art style.
See, I love this.
But so it's like old, it's like PC like floppy disk version of Wolfenstein.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pretty much from what I gather, like kind of overthrowing your office.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a play on office culture. I think the full name is Cyberlich and the Death Cult of Labor. So as someone who's very like employee rights right now in my life, I just love the messaging around this as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I love like the grungy. I'm trying to think of the specific art style because there's a specific art style this feels vibes to, and you might have seen it. It's usually like this really grotesque, like green or like pimply looking dude on a long handled motorcycle. His eyes are kind of like popping out.
Oh my God! It was such a '90s thing.
Yeah, it's a very popular art style from that time that metal groups still lean into. So like, I loved seeing that because I think that needs a renaissance as a whole.
What's the band that does most of their stuff in animation?
Gorillas?
Yeah, Gorillas. I feel like Gorillas took a lot of that style with a lot of their work. Obviously, a lot cleaner, a lot crisper than what it was then, because the thing that you're specifically speaking on is very grungy, like super grungy. But I love this because this is really good animation. Like graphics like this is not easy to publish in video games. Like Cuphead was the first one to do it as great as they did. And once they did it, it just opened up the floodgates. I don't want to say open up the floodgates like we're getting a ton of games.
But it showed people like, hey, games don't need to be the same look. Like you can do anything. Anything. And to pivot off of this, because you mentioned Cuphead, I'm so glad you did. Let me figure out which one
Cuphead is fucking. And while you're doing that, Sesame Sheep, do me a favor. I forget what game it is, but there was a game that you pointed out at PAX that it was something to do with artwork. The whole game is designed off of beautiful artwork, and it's amazing. Actually, yeah. What was the name of that game? What was the name of that game?
Yeah, find that out.
Yeah, they'll post it in the chat. Hopefully.
You know what's a fun game? And I think Devolver actually dropped this one. I've been playing it on my stream, but I haven't finished it yet. It's I'd say it's probably like it's fun if you appreciate the art and the smaller style of it, but it can be a little tutorial heavy at points depending on the skill level you put it at. But it's called The Plucky Squire, and you start off in the book. You can physically, because of the things that are going on, you can physically come out of the book and you like kind of fourth wall break and like, oh fuck, like we are characters in this book. Like I'm a hero.
Yep.
Oh, it's so fun. I love it. There's one town in there that the entire town is artist themed. So every NPC is like a play on like Van Gogh or Da Vinci and Rembrandt. Like, you know, much more better artists than we're talking the entire gamut of like the top ones. I'm just not as cultured, unfortunately. So the one I was going to say next, we don't need to look at it, but that one Cappy and stuff, that's a fun like Mario style teamwork game. But the one I was going to talk about is called On Any Journey. It's a very interesting blend of multiple art and game styles. So when you first look at it, when you look at this, right? So it comes off very kiddie when I first looked at it. So then I ran the trailer, and I like. So, like, a lot of, like, what some of the side-scroller platformer things look like. So, it's this retro look. It has this, like, kids' computer game look to it at first.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that's what the graphics were going to be.
Yeah, so it's, like, a weird, like, Hollow Knight-esque, like, hand-painted style. It's very motion. And, like, if you look at the back ones, like, they're 3D. So, it's, like, a combination of I think it specifically said, like, 2D, 2.5, and 3D. Platform puzzle solving. And then this is the part I was talking about. It has Cuphead minigame, like boss battles.
Oh, yeah.
Some of it.
Yep.
So I thought that was really cool to incorporate. So it's like this crazy blend of like so many other games. Like I said, this art style right there, very Hollow Knight. Even some of this kind of reminds me of like King's Quest, even though they had updated that to more 3D. But like even just like the owl's heads turning, like all this subtle animation and all these background details, like the amount of depth you can put into a 2D image with the right layering and art, it's insane. It's crazy, dude.
It's insane.
And like, so there's like a whole other thing. There's like a top-down portion that I'm not even sure how this goes.
I mean,
So just the variety is so crazy.
think about what they did to Prince of Persia. I think the Prince of Persia remake is one of the best things I've ever seen.
100%.
It like making it 2D and then all of a sudden making it is beautiful. Like they just put it on PlayStation Plus. I just downloaded it on my PlayStation. I'm gonna play
Yeah.
the shit out of that.
Dude, I can't wait. So the next one, I can probably talk about 2 more.
Okay.
So the next one I wanted to definitely bring up is called Don't Wake the Beast, because, and I highly recommend people like look, if we're not going to play the audio in here probably because copyright and all that, but I recommend it because I like the pitch of it in the Steam library. So like in this scene right here that you're seeing with the dragon, he stops in a second.
Oh, yep. I like
And
this.
and he goes like, "Hey, right here. Hey, you're probably wondering how I got here." Which anytime someone starts that off, I love that. That is like one of my favorite cutaway jokes for the longest time. I don't even remember like where it's originally from.
I could never get sick of that. Like how many years have we been dealing with that?
It is fucking hilarious every time because it's always like some insane situation. And I love how, so this is like, kind of gives me like old school Legend of Zelda vibes as far as like the top down old school dungeon crawler. But what I think is really cool about this, that I like this in certain games, it's kind of like what I like about Cult of the Lamb doesn't do this exactly, but like you can go back and do levels over and over again and they get progressively harder.
Yep.
Similar concept with this one is the more treasure you take, the more difficult it's going to be able to get out. So like you can go as far
crazy.
into these dungeons as you want, and you can leave with everything, but it's going to get way, way harder. And it's all procedurally generated, so it's very unlikely you're going to get like 2 rooms of the same thing. And I think the way that the dragon is handled, like the fact that he can like go through the walls over everything, like this, like I think that is such a cool way to incorporate the dragon. Like think back to, I think it's Atari maybe, the original like Quest game. King's Quest, or maybe no, it wasn't King's Quest, Knight's Quest, the one for Atari where it's literally like you're like an arrow and there's a key and then there's like the squiggly dragon.
Not Pitfall, right? Not Pitfall.
No,
Is it Dragon's Lair?
It might be. I would say I built an Atari. Oh, let me double check real quick. Hold on. Give me like two seconds.
I think it's Dragon's Lair. I know that they made the animation version later on, but I think it came from built originally from the Atari one that he's talking about now. So I want to say that's the one.
So I don't know if this is the exact same thing, but like there's like a Lego set.
No.
Part of it. So there's like a Lego set of it, but it's literally like, I'll send it to you after this thing,
Yeah, absolutely.
but it's like
absolutely.
one of the old early things. So like you start in and you have like this arrow that's shaped like that, and that's like serves as your sword. I've never been able to figure out how to play the fucking game. But you go through and there's like a key you got to get. It's like very basic. It's like literally like squares are the doors. Like everything is like the most basic of shapes because it's that early Atari.
Yep.
It's like the dragon you fight in that is literally like, picture a 6 facing the wrong way with a little tail on the end of it and a little head.
Yep.
That's literally what it looks like. And just to think of like how we've gone, and granted this isn't a 3D, this is still in the pixelated 2D world, but like just see how much we have grown in like 30 years, 25, 30 years from that basic thing to the insane thing we just looked at. I'm constantly impressed. I'm constantly flabbergasted.
Absolutely. Like the Cuphead animation still to this day boggles my mind on how, because I understand. I've been to programming school. I've gone there. I know what it takes to make video games and to understand the concept of how they designed it. Oh, the first one to be like, hey, you know what? We're going to take artwork and make a game out of it. Like, what? Like, game changer. When you think games can't change anymore, shit like that happens, you're like, how do you not love video games? How can video games not be the number one form of entertainment like it is now?
I've said this to everyone that like games are made for everyone. You just need to give yourself the chance to find it. Because it's like whether the genre gets you in or the style of play. Like I've had people that never liked games and I got them into Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley. Even like I have people who are like, I'd never game, and then they sit there on Monopoly Go all day. It's like you're a fucking gamer.
Yeah,
bro.
you are
it's
a gamer.
Just different.
Yep. I've had this conversation many times.
But I actually have to split, unfortunately, everyone. I'm sorry for having to bail.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope we get to get you on again. Like we said,
for sure.
We're gonna So me and Josh are going to start trying to collab a lot more to motivate both of us. Because
Absolutely.
this shit is not fun by yourself. It's always funner. So hopefully we get to see a whole lot more of me and Josh getting together and doing
You certainly
shit,
will.
so. But thank you, Josh, for joining us, man. Everyone take it easy on the stream. I'm gonna stream again in a little bit, so I'll see everybody later.
All right, I'll drop